Okay guys, so sorry about that. I am still getting used to doing these videos and I keep forgetting that I need to just let the video keep running even if I have to clip it down. So second part of this video is going to be about logging your calories. Sorry, I'm trying to make myself some notes here. And calorie burn. So we already talked about how to get the number of calories that your maintenance calorie level is and the number of calories that you need to decrease your diet by, which is that 500, or burn in exercise, and how that equation works. So what I did was I rewrote this just a little bit here so we can start to talk about logging the calories and your heart rate and how you get your heart rate either high enough or low enough to know how many calories that you're burning. Okay, so really quickly, all right, so we're back to my drawing board here. The number of maintenance calories, let's just say it's 1,500. Okay, just it's a really low number, I know, but it's just, for educational purposes here to make it easy. So 1,500, okay, maintenance level to keep our body where it is, let's just say, okay, and we're going to decrease by 500. In this scenario, we're going to do what I was talking about before, which is, to me, the easiest way to do it. Taking the 500, half of it is going to be diet, so we're going to take our calories down by 250, and then we're going to exercise the rest of that 250, okay, to equal that 500 calorie deficit. So when we talk about the exercise, and I'll get into that in this right after we go over this logging, but the exercise right here is going to be 45 minutes to an hour and a half each day. Okay, so remember, you want to do that 7 days. Now, if you're going to only exercise 5 days a week, then those last 2 days, because it is going to still be 7 days, is going to have to be decreasing your calories by 500 because you're not going to be exercising that day at all. So just think about that, okay? That would be, I know you don't want to exercise every day, not everybody wants to, and, it is nice to have a rest day, but just really, keep that in mind. But again, so just for the scenario, I did 250 for diet and 250 for exercise. That leaves us with 1,000 calories left, okay, for the day. So just to give you a general idea here, okay, logging calories, what it would look like. Okay, so 400 calories for a chicken breast, that's probably going to be about 6 ounces, okay? 4 to 6 ounces is normal for a serving size of meat, especially. So these numbers here get a little confusing. That's why I said Fitbit is usually the easiest way, unless you want to go on Google and literally Google every single thing or look on each nutritional label, which, it gets tedious, but there really is no other way. So the Fitbit, and I will put a clip in here, the Fitbit has a calorie logging area, and all you have to do is type chicken breast in there, boneless, skinless, and then how many ounces it is, or how many cups if you cut it up, like a cup or whatever, and it's going to tell you exactly how many calories it is, and you just hit the add button, and you can add that as many times as you want to. So like, let's say that you had it in the scenario for I just put it in like the kind of breakfast area, but like as my first meal. But, let's just say that we had it for lunch or something. You can log it for lunch, and you can go back in there, and it's going to save everything that you've logged. So you can just hit chicken breast again and then log it again for your dinner if that's what you decide to eat for your dinner. So it makes it really easy to log your calories, especially if you eat the same thing every single day. Okay. 400 calories for chicken breast, and then, like I said, about 4 to 6 ounces. And just so that you know, 4 to 6 ounces is about the size of your palm. Okay, so right here, all right, and about the thickness, or hold my hand this way, it's about the thickness of your palm as well. Okay, 6 ounces is a little wider, so 4 is right about here. 6 is probably going to be up to my knuckles. Okay, so just a little bit bigger, all right? But 400 calories, I know that obviously too doesn't seem like a lot, right? That's why I said 500 is a lot of calories. So, either you're taking a whole chicken breast out of your diet plus, possibly, half of the rest of your food. And that's a lot of food to take out of your diet. You're going to really feel like you're starving if you want to decrease your diet just by 500. But then let's just say in our scenario, we have 100 calories for 1 cup of broccoli and 1 cup of squash. Okay, so they're about 50 calories for each cup. Vegetables, they fill you up and they make you feel full so you don't feel like you're starving, but they're not a lot of calories, which is why, everybody loves them for diets. But I know people, they don't taste the best, and you want something that really, is like a sweet tooth thing or something like that. But vegetables are, one of the best things to eat. And then 50 calories for an apple, and that would be a half of a cup, or half of an apple is usually about 50 calories. And that's for like a medium to like a large size apple. And then 300 calories for a tilapia fillet, and you can have 2 of those. 100 calories for some spinach, 3 cups of spinach, and half an onion, and then half a zucchini there. Spinach is very low in calories, and again, it will fill you up. So green and leafy vegetables are always good. They have lots of iron and different things like that in them. But and then we have another 50 for another half a cup of apple, or again half of an apple, and that would equal our 1,000 calories. Okay, so if we just taking this scenario again, it's very low amount of calories, 1,000 calories. Usually a regular diet is around 1,200 or 1,500 calories, so that would be more calories. But just to give you an idea right here and to make it easy, with these numbers, just to logging the calories, how it would look. Okay, so you would know exactly, be like, oh, okay, you eat this every single day, the same exact thing, hitting my 1,000 calories, and I'm burning, my 250 here. So that makes it a lot easier, right, once you see it on paper. The other thing that I wanted to talk about here is eating, high amounts of calories in a small portion. So like I said, fruits, vegetables, things like that are going to be great for you with this diet, because not only is it going to fill you up and not make you feel like you're starving and then you want to binge eat later, but you are getting, really healthy calories here. So you're getting, low fat, low sugar, all of those things that are toxic to our bodies. So eat smart. Eat things that are going to, be a low amount of calories, but a lot of food. So, again, green leafy vegetables, broccoli, salads are great. Like I had in the example, the squash, zucchini, spinach, cabbage is great, kale, and people, some people love it, some people hate it, but all those types of things, vegetables are great. So eat lots of vegetables, eat lean meats, so chicken, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Lean meat is like red meat would be like a top sirloin fillet, and they're very inexpensive. So that's one thing that I love to get at the grocery store is top sirloin fillet. You can make it individual fillets. They're almost like filet mignons. They're very good. Or you can cut it up and make like a stir fry, lots of different options there. Kebabs, again, more vegetables, things like that. So don't starve yourself. Don't, go and get lean cuisines where you have this much food and then, you know exactly how many calories it is, but then you're starving later. So do a little bit of work, investigate, write those calories down, figure it out, add some more vegetables in there so you can feel full. And then as you progress with this, just remember your numbers will change. So as your body weight changes and your inches change and things like that, you may have to come back and reevaluate your maintenance level calories, okay? Because if your weight does go down, okay, your maintenance level of calories is going to come down. So just, keep that in mind as well. Okay, so we talked about logging our calories now. We talked about eating smart, eating fruits, vegetables, things like that are going to fill you up. Not be a lot of calories, but a lot of food versus, like I said, like lean cuisine where it's a small amount of food, but it might taste really good. It might be like lasagna or something. Just use as moderation. Never get really tired of eating chicken every single day. So we're going to go into talking about heart rate and your calorie burn. So with your heart rate, the maximum heart rate, so the highest number that you can get to is 220 minus your age. Okay, so I'm just gonna erase this really quickly and write this down. So I just did mine. So 220 minus my age, I'm 36, so it's 170. Okay, so 220 is just that number, okay? And then my age. All right, and then we get 170. So 170 is your beats per minute. I call BPM, beats per minute. So that is how many times my heart rate or my heart is beating per minute. So, when you count your pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're counting, watching your second hand, or, watching your watch, waiting for that second to change and seeing, how long that it takes in between, that minute, how many beats that your heart is beating in that minute. That is how we get this number, okay? And that's what beats per minute means. So when you are, older, this number is going, your age here is going to be higher. This number is going to be a lot lower. So like, let's say we were, like in our 70s, okay, or our 60s. Let's say our 60s. Okay, this number is going to be closer to like 140, somewhere around there. Okay, it's not going to be 170. So I can get my heart rate really high. Now remember, this is the max though. Okay, so this is the maximum level. That means 100%. That means I'm working 100%. My heart is at its max, okay? This is gonna burn a ton of calories. So if I can keep my heart rate at 170, this is me, obviously. If I can keep my heart rate at 170 for a long period of time, oh my gosh, my calories are gonna skyrocket, okay? Because I am working at 100% here. So it's gonna really, really be, a sprint, running sprints, running on the treadmill at an incline, something where I'm breathing really heavily, really, really having difficulty, okay? The target heart rate is 80% of this number. Okay, so that's where you can get a good amount of calorie burn, but you're not killing yourself. Okay, so when you take 170 and you divide it by 80, okay, whatever that number would be, right, that would be your target heart rate. And you could stay at that heart rate for that, 45 minutes to an hour, and really burn a good amount of calories. So the higher your heart rate is, the more calories that you're burning. And if you go, if you have a Fitbit, you will see this. So you can see it whenever there is different programs that are on the machine. So like, a bicycle or elliptical or whatever, it will say right on there cardio, or it'll say fat burn, or it'll say interval training. So those different ways of training coincide with the heart rate. So interval training, just to give you an idea, interval training, okay, kind of goes between your max which would be this number, okay, right there, and then your low, which would be like your resting heart rate almost, or very, small amount above your resting heart rate. So my resting heart rate usually is around 60. Let me see here, look at it, tell you exactly what it is. Whoops. Yeah, so 62. Okay, so I was right. So I'm just sitting still, not doing anything. This is rest. Okay, so interval training is going to be going from this really high number, I'm dying, okay, to 62 and I'm resting. I'm dying, and then back to 62 resting. So again, shorter amount of time exercising, okay, but I'm killing myself and then I'm coming back down. So about 2 minutes, or 30 seconds, or somewhere like that where you're going back and forth, interval training, okay, burning lots of calories because your heart rate is up, right? It's up. Okay, now you can't maintain 170 for, the full 45 minutes usually, especially if you're starting out. So interval training is a nice way to do that, and push yourself if you want to push yourself. Or you can get to that target heart rate right here. Okay, and that's going to be more of a steady state. That's going to be cardio. So target heart rate is going to be a cardio. Okay, so anything where it says, on the elliptical, on the treadmill, if they have a cardio button that you can press, it's going to ask you again your age, your height, your weight, your this, your that, your whatever, and it's probably going to have you hold those little handles on there so it knows what your heart rate is, and then it's going to base that that program off of all that information that you input it and off of your heart rate that it's watching as you're holding those handles. Okay, low, closer to 62, or in my case 62, but resting heart rate is going to be more of like a fat burn. So my number would probably be about 120 for fat burn. But remember, okay, fat burn is going to take a lot longer. Okay, so no 30 minutes to 45 minutes. That's where you're going to be pushing for the hour and a half. Okay, so you're really going to have to stay in the gym a lot longer for that fat burn because you're not going to be burning as many calories because your heart rate is not elevated. Okay, so your body is not getting pushed to burn that fat that is stored. Okay, fat is your body's fuel, so you really have to push your body hard. And then also the longer that you're exercising, or the easier that something is, like let's say you've been doing the same thing for a long period of time, may have started out hard whenever you first started and you burned tons of calories, but as it got easier, your body and you did it more often, your body got more efficient at performing those movements and those exercises. So you may after you've done something for a while have to change it up because your heart rate will not come up as high as it used to. Okay, so that's another thing to just keep in your mind on the back burner there. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is about how long to exercise. So if you're doing a interval program, you're probably going to be able to get away with about a 30 to 45 minute exercise. And that's going to be because you're really pushing yourself. But if you're doing a fat burn program, like I said, you're going to have to push yourself a lot longer in the gym. Now, all of these things, take into consideration, if you have injuries, this and that, whatever. So you may not be able to push yourself super, super hard when you first, start. Or if you're, if you are extremely overweight and these exercises just doing something, like walking, up onto a step that's a low step or something, their knees may bother you, different things like that. You may not be able to invest that amount of time at the beginning, but just give yourself time. Okay, try to monitor your calorie burn. So if you can, like I said, go and get a Fitbit, or get something like they have tons of them out there now. They have heart rate monitors that you can wear that they'll tell you how many calories that you're burning, so you'll know exactly how many that you're burning if you're getting, to that 500 calorie level, if you're just going to do calorie burn with working out, or to the 250 calorie level if you are going to do half, watching your diet, and then half doing the actual exercise. So, just try to figure out which one of those is the most efficient for you, or stay on a machine where it's steady state, the bicycle to recumbent bicycle, and hold those handles, but just really monitor your heart rate and monitor how many calories that you're burning. Because if you don't know how many calories that you're burning, you may really think that you're pushing yourself, and you're not monitoring your heart rate. You may really think that you're pushing yourself, but you may not be working as hard as you actually think that you are. Trust me, there are days when I've been doing exercising for a long time now, and I will, if you saw my bar video, I believe it was my first bar video, I looked at my Fitbit and I was out of breath, and I was like, oh my gosh, like my heart rate must be up super high, but it wasn't. It was at 66. It was at almost my resting, which is what I'm doing right now, but I was out of breath. So, my body is just used to doing things like that. So I have to really challenge it in different ways. So just try to monitor it. Try to get a Fitbit, try to get a heart rate monitor, or try to stay on a steady state piece of cardio equipment, like a treadmill, like a bicycle, like a elliptical, where you can hold the handles and it will tell you what your heart rate is, okay, and how many calories that you burn. One more thing before I let you guys go. If you are on a steady state piece of equipment, make sure if it has the option to put in your information, it should say personal information or something. There should be a button on there, or whenever you pick a program or something like that, you should be able to log your information in there. Make sure that you do log your information, because if you don't, it's going to go based off of like a 20-year-old's information. And like I said, your age makes a difference with your heart rate, and with the max number, and with your 80% target heart rate, and with your resting heart rate. So make sure that you log that, because if you don't log that, it's going to think that this number is 20, and 220 minus 20 is 200. So it's going to think that your heart rate can get up to 200, and it may not be able to get up that high. Okay, so it may think that you are not burning as many calories as you really are if you don't put your information in there. But I did want to just go over all of this stuff about the heart rates, the calorie burn, logging calories, all these different things, and I will put some pictures in here and put some photos of what Fitbit looks like, the calorie logger, and I'm going to try to also put in some other photos. But I hope that you enjoyed the videos, and I'm sorry that I had to do two, but I'm still getting used to this. So check back with me on another video, and the next one's going to be boot camp. I was going to do it today, but there was too many people in my house and couldn't use the space, so it was either make this one or make my boot camp, and I'll do that one tomorrow. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click the subscribe button below, and then hit the little bell button so that you have notifications whenever I make a new video. And then I'm also going to be putting in the description box below. So if you see down below, there is a little, it's kind of like a little arrow kind of thing. You can just click on that, and it should give you more information below if you wanted to donate to my channel, so that I can keep putting out more videos, especially in this time right now. I'm not teaching classes, I'm not doing a lot of personal training, so everything would be helpful. And I really just want to keep making these videos for you guys. Also, comment, let me know what kind of things that you would like me to talk about information was if you were looking for anything specific. Just know that the only things I do not do choreographed classes, so I do not do step, I do not do, any type of like Zumba or like line dancing or anything. I do strength training, boot camps, bar, a little bit of yoga, Pilates, the Pyo. I will be putting a Pyo video on here as well. Aqua aerobics. If I can get access to a pool, I will definitely do some pool videos for you guys. So, and then, personal training questions, strength training, toning, endurance training, cardiovascular training, all those different types of things, resistance bands, any questions. Tabata, I'm going to do Tabata probably for my boot camp video. So Tabata is traditionally 30 seconds work or 20 seconds work and 10 seconds rest. So again, interval, so easy and hard, and you're just timing that. But let me know, what you guys are wanting to hear and wanting to see, and I will be checking the comments. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you later.